Hey guys, thanks for joining me. So today I decided I'm just going to make some peanut butter cookies. I've been kind of craving them lately and I love some good peanut butter cookies. So I want you guys to come along with me and I'll show you how I make them. Okay, so I've got me a couple bowls set out here and I'm going to start out with the first bowl here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cup and a half of all-purpose flour and I'm going to sift that into this first bowl. And I am using, I'm pretty sure it's White Lily all-purpose flour. You can use whatever brand that you prefer, but I'm going to go ahead and sift a cup and a half of all-purpose flour into this bowl. Now I'm just going to take 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm going to go ahead and sift that in. Now I'm just going to take a whisk and I'm just going to kind of stir that together in this bowl. I moved the flour bowl over to the side and I've got a larger bowl here. So what I want to do is I want to add 1 stick of butter that's room temperature. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of lightly packed brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of just regular granulated sugar. And I'm going to take my mixer here and then I'm just going to stir this up in the bowl until that's all blended pretty well. Now I'm going to add just about 1/4 of a teaspoon of some sea salt, and I'm going to take just a spoon and I'm just going to kind of lightly stir that into the sugar and butter mix. Now I did use unsalted butter, by the way, in case anybody decides to ask. Now to that I'm going to add 1 cup of peanut butter. Now I'm going to go ahead and add 1 egg. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I will go ahead and mix that together. Now we're going to add our flour mixture. And we'll go ahead and mix that up. So I've got the flour blended up. Now this next part's optional, but I like adding them in there. And I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of some mini chocolate chips. They're the real little ones. So I'm just going to pour that in there. And then I'm just going to start folding this over just to kind of blend those in. I got everything mixed up, so I took me a sheet pan and I put a piece of parchment paper on it, and I put some gloves on for this part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting a handful, and I'm going to try to roll them into about roughly a 1-inch ball. Now I just kind of guess on that, but I'll roll it until it's about roughly that size right there. And then I'll lay it down and I'm going to smash this down with a fork, and I'm going to go crisscross. I'm going to go one direction and then I'm going to push down in a separate direction, and it's going to look just about like that right there. So I finished putting these on the tray. I've got all my cookies laid out on the parchment paper, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven that I have preheated at 350 degrees, and I'm going to let these cook for 10 to 12 minutes or so. So I'll go ahead and get those in the oven. Okay, so it's been about 12 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get these out. Man, those look great. All right, there we go, guys. All right, guys, there you have it. Look at that. Break right apart. Very, very soft. I love them. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Be sure to like my videos, share, and comment. It helps me out. You guys have a great night, and God bless.